Ready when you are.
Okay. Hello, okay, I'm calling the meeting to order. Okay, and apologize for the technical difficulties. Our first order of business is going to be the invocation. That'll be given by Member Schultz, and then we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance given by Member Mann. So if everyone would stand, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next order of business will be the roll call and determination of a quorum.
Chair Odom,
Present.
Member Bandor,
Present.
Member Lewis,
Present.
Member Mann,
Present.
Member Brennan,
Present.
our new member, Member Schultz.
Present.
All right, that quorum is met.
Thank you. Okay, we will, okay, the next order of business will be a swearing in of officers and witnesses.
All right, if you plan to speak tonight, please stand and raise your right hand. You all plan to come tonight? Can you please stand for us? And raise your right hands. Do you and each of you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to present shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Thank you. You may be seated.
Okay, thank you. We'll now have the consent agenda read by Mr.
Gaines.
I was going to say Member Haynes.
Good evening, Madam Chair and board members. I'm Doug Gaines, the Acting Director of Support Services. We have for dismissal or in compliance this evening, 2022-00647, 2022-00744, 2022-00861, and 2022-00887. We do have one case for continuance till next month in February, and that's 2022-00796.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I'd like to make a motion. I'd like to make the motion to accept the consent agenda as presented by the city, but I'd like to move two of the cases. Case number 2022-00834 and case number 2022-00847 to the beginning of the agenda.
okay.
Mr. Chairwoman, I second it. Mr. Chairperson?
Can we read back the motion for the recording?
Yes.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented by the city, but I would like to move two cases to the beginning, and that's case number 2022-00834 and case number 2022-00847.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairwoman, I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion before the board made by Member Bander and second by Member Mann that the consent agenda be accepted as read, but with the exception that we're going to move case numbers 2022-00834 and 2022-00847 to the beginning. I'll take a vote. All those in favor on the motion, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
Madam Chair, remember we have the voting on the screen.
Oh.
Okay, so,
Yeah, they weren't
okay, I think
just
this is
eligible,
mine.
so.
There's some.
We can forgo it for this one since it was unanimous. But
Okay, so how do we use this again?
Yes.
but yeah, and In the future, they should be on your left side. Just remember to use those and give me a second to start the voting, and then we'll be good.
Okay, I do apologize.
That's where I want to go. Yes, sir.
Okay, and with that,
What number was that?
okay, we'll now move for the case history.
Okay, now here's the S drive, so I don't know where you have it in there.
Okay,
Excuse me, one thing, Madam Chairman.
Should be in our shared
There's a
folder.
citizen comment section
Support services,
right
is
here that it's new.
I don't know where you put it.
You just need to open it up and then close it. So just open it up for citizen comments. We give a few seconds if anybody.
okay.
First one I saw.
Where is
It's right here.
I just saw it.
Okay, the next order of business would be the comments from any citizens. If there are any present.
So these comments are for the general ongoings of code enforcement activities or the code enforcement board. If you are here to speak on a specific case, you were to wait until that case number to talk about that one. But if you did have any general comments, you can make those now.
Okay, and seeing how we.
You have any general comments, ma'am, sir?
They're good.
No, good. Yes, sir.
Okay, we do not.
Close it.
Okay, we do not have any comments to be made by any citizens, so I'm going to close that. And now, okay, we'll hear, our first case will be case number 2022-00834, and it'll be presented by Officer Diaz.
Thank you. Property address to case number 2022-00834 is 212 South Cumberland Avenue. On November 1st, 2022, I received a complaint for the above-mentioned property for work being done without a permit. I observed new framework, new concrete, and plumbing going in without required permits from City of Ocoee Building Department. I called the building inspector. I called the building department and requested a building inspector. Notes, Inspector William Shaw arrived on site and noticed the homeowners demo part of their shed and were adding 3 bathrooms with showers with an addition and replacing framework. A stop work order was posted on the shed. On November 3rd, 2022, a notice of violation was sent to Lupercio Marisol Gallo at 212 South Cumberland Avenue, Ocoee, Florida, 34761. As identified per Orange County property appraisal, they were cited for the violation of ordinance number 51-13. Permits required, Chapter 51 Building Code, permits required. So they were given until November 17, 2022. So I'm going to show. This is the stop work order that was posted on the property. Can't turn it around. Can we turn that around? Justin? Do you know?
Not at this point.
Okay. They removed half of the structure just to rebuild. And I just wanted to show you pictures of the shed, huge shed. There's the construction. They were given until November 17, 2022 to remove all unpermitted construction or to obtain required permits from City of Ocoee Building Department. On December 1st, 2022, a certified letter of the notice of the hearing to this board meeting was mailed on January 12th, 2023. I posted the property in City Hall with the notice of hearing to this board meeting. On December, I'm gonna go back one, on December 29, 2022, the owner obtained a demolition permit number 4059-2022. And as of today, the property is in compliance. They did remove the whole thing. They got their final inspection on January 13th, 2023. And I am presenting it as future for repeat violation. But as of today, this property is in compliance with the city.
Okay. Go ahead. I will entertain a motion.
I have a question. If it's in compliance, there is, why are we bringing it up in this section then?
Because it came into compliance after the fact, after they were given until November 3rd. They were given until November 17th, 2022, to obtain the permit. That didn't happen until December 29, 2022, when they obtained the permit. Demolition wasn't completed until January 13th. So because it happened after they were in violation, so it just happened after, and I just want to set it up for repeat.
Okay.
I understand. Is anybody here to speak on that?
Yes, they are.
Go to the podium, to the podium in public.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
That one is in compliance, like what she said. We didn't know about to get a permit, but we already fixed it, so she was right.
I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
She said that you came into compliance afterwards. However, the violation was November 1st. Was it because of the holidays, or, I mean, what was the holdup with your coming into compliance?
Oh, and this property, it was because we talked to her. She gave me 15 days.
Okay,
Then we didn't do it because the next day, when she went to my house, when she went to the property, I came to the city of Ocoee to see, exactly what I needed to do it. And they told me just remove it, and that's all. And then she went to my house 15 days after that, like she said. And she said, by that time, she told me why I didn't remove it. So I told her they didn't tell me to get any permit or anything. So I thought it wasn't that, that urgent. And because the holidays were coming and all that, that's why I didn't do it. And then after that, they decide to make me get a building demolition permit. And so that was all the time that I took it. They took like days to give me the results and all that.
I
That's
understand.
why.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
How long did it take to get the demolition permit?
Well, I got to, the demolition permit, now that you're asking, they gave me, the same day I woke up with the demolition permit. But I got another one for the fence at the same property. So that, yeah, I was a little confused. The other one took 15 days. But the demolition, I walked the same day with the permit.
Officer Diaz, you are satisfied that they did try and comply?
I am satisfied that they did comply, because that's the motto here. We want compliance. That's the main thing. The thing is that it's just, I just feel like maybe in the future, this may be an on thing, so I just want to have it in the books.
Okay.
I have a question. Is there a history of violations?
The next case will show you, she's here for 2 cases today.
Right?
And she owns the property, and there's 2 separate properties. And work has been done on both properties, plus a fence was put up without a permit. That was done without a permit. So there's just a little bit of history that makes me feel that it's a possibility.
Okay, thank you. No, let's do it.
Excuse me. I have a question for you. You said earlier concrete and other things were put in, that there was new concrete installed? How do you demo concrete?
That's a building inspector, but I did go out onto the property, the demolition for the concrete. Maybe that's for the owner, because they were the one that demoed it.
Yeah, we got a machine to remove the concrete, and we
Oh,
have, they
concrete and all
sent,
is gone.
huh?
The concrete is gone as well?
Yeah, everything.
All right.
Yes, sir. We had an inspection for that. He checked everything, so
Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay. All righty, if there's no more discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
Dismiss it.
Madam Chairman, I would entertain a motion, or I'd not entertain it, I'm sorry, propose a motion.
Okay.
I understand where the officer, what she's saying, but I'm also hoping that maybe this and potentially the next case, because I don't know anything about that, will maybe send a message that permits are required and that maybe going forward, you know, we can't tell what anybody's gonna do in the future until they do it. So I would say if they're in compliance, let's show a little compassion on this, and hopefully in the future, if not, then we'll address those issues as they arise. So my motion is, since they're in compliance, to just, is it the one?
Dismiss.
That they're not in violation.
No notion should be needed. If you just wish to make no further action, you could just, you can move on to the next case. You could just declare that you're moving on to the next case.
What I'm concerned about is, Officer Diaz is
They were in
stating that,
violation.
if it becomes an issue in the future.
Okay.
So some motion should be made to that extent.
Well, my concern is that they are in violation. They haven't been found because you haven't stated that, but they were in violation after after November 17th. But if that's the choice of the board, I'm okay with what you guys decide.
My only concern with imposing a fine or anything, I do
No,
realize
there's no
that.
fine.
No fine.
Or I would say that there is, through the holidays and stuff, I understand, it takes a while, to get these kind of things done, but apparently they seem to have done a good job in
Okay.
getting your request.
That is correct.
We have no idea about anything that can happen in the future, and again, if something does happen in the future, then they will be before this board again, and we won't be nearly as lenient.
But we would not be able to
But the
bring it
question,
up.
isn't the question then, without some indication of a violation, that it would not be a record that precedes to say that there is a pattern? I think that's what the officer is trying
That
to
is
say.
correct.
I think the officer is trying to say that while we might find them in compliance now, that we recognize that they were in violation,
Okay.
and we're saying that they're in compliance. But I think what I'm hearing you saying is to recommend that we take no action, so there would not be a record.
I understand. All right. Well, since nobody seconded my first motion, can I make a new motion?
Jim?
Yes.
Okay. Then let's say here that the Madam Chair, I say that the respondents are found in violation, but no fine assessed
Correct.
Because they've come in compliance.
because they've come into compliance.
Right.
So, all right. Well, I guess, okay, so this is case number 2022-00834. We find them to be in violation for the date of, compliance date of November 17th, 2022, and they're in violation, but we're not recommending any fine.
Yeah. But, to be in compliance
And-
is,
Oh, and their compliance date, I don't remember what the compliance date was. Was it
January
13th?
13th.
All
January
right, then
13th.
found in compliance in January 13th, 2023,
Correct.
Okay.
with no funds.
with no fines.
No fine.
Second.
Okay.
I second that motion.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion before the board in case number 2022-00834, that the respondent was found in violation of the code as cited as of November 17th, 2022, but was found in compliance as of January 13th, 2023. This would be with no fines assessed. The motion was made by Member Bander and seconded by Member Lewis. I will take a vote. All those in favor, press yes. Opposed?
Hold on, we are
What do you
missing
press
one.
yes? I don't-
To your
Oh,
left.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I think mine just made it 100%.
We have all votes in.
Yeah.
They're in, okay. Okay, so, the motion passed. Okay, thank you. Okay, the next, case to come before the board is 2022-00847. This will be also presented by Officer Diaz.
Okay. Okay. Case number 2022-00847. Property address is 216 South Cumberland Avenue, Ocoee, Florida, 34761. On November 1st, 2022, while I was on an inspection of a complaint for work without a permit at the respondent's main address, I observed the above-mentioned property with new repipe for a new water heater, installed a new AC unit, installed new structural post in the front porch, some siding replaced, electrical wires hanging in the back of the house from walls removed without permits from the City of Ocoee Building Department. So I'll show you the pictures. That is the water heater that was replaced, all the new piping, the AC unit. There's the other side of the AC unit with the electrical wires and all. The electrical wires hanging, the new structural for the inside of the house. This is supposedly outside, but trash and debris. And these are the posts for the front porch. New flooring. Top of the roof for the porch. And that's the little porch. This is like a 350 square feet little shed. It's like, used to be a shed, but now it's a one-bedroom, one-bath. Used as, used to be used as a rental, not sure what she's doing with it now. Okay, so on November 3rd, 2022, a notice of violation was sent to Kalo Hair and Spa, LLC, at 241 Ocoee Apopka Road, Ocoee, Florida, 34761-2102, as identified by Orange County Property Appraisal. And to Lupercio Marisol Gallo, registered agent for Kalo Hair and Spa, LLC, at 212 South Cumberland Avenue, Ocoee, Florida, 34761, as identified by sunbiz.org Division of Corporations, an official state of Florida website, and they were cited for violation of ordinance number 51-13, permits required. They were given until November 17, 2022, to remove all the unpermitted construction or to obtain a required permits from the City of Ocoee Building Department. On November 18, 2022, I re-inspected the property and found it in non-compliance with the city. I also cited them for vehicles on the property and a bunch of vehicle parts. They cleaned that up. So I'm not here for those violations today. I just wanted to clarify that. I'm not here for 165-3 or for 108-24D. Those are in compliance. We're here for the permits required for the the little house. So on December 1st, 2022, a certified letter of the notice of hearing to this board meeting was mailed. Okay. On January 12th, 2023, I posted the property in City Hall with the notice of hearing to this board meeting. And as of today, the property is not in compliance with the city. It's not in compliance. Mrs. Marisol can explain, and she can talk to you. She's been to the building department, is what, my job is to get them into the building department. That's what my job is. She went there. I have an email from the building department that was addressed to me. She had met with the zoning manager, which said that they could not permit, and it's right here, that it was an accessory structure, and it was not permitted to begin with, so they could not give her a permit for it. I don't know if I could put it over here. That's the email, and I'll read it. It was a pleasure. This one? No. I have to put it over here. Good afternoon, Marisol. It was a pleasure meeting with you earlier. After speaking with Anach, the zoning manager, the accessory structure that is currently on 216 South Cumberland Avenue is an unpermitted structure. I spoke with the code enforcement, Carmen Diaz, our deputy building official, Doug Hammond, and my supervisor, Laureen Cooper, about removing the wooden post attached to the accessory structure for 216 South Cumberland Avenue. Due to the overall structure not being allowed at this location, we are not able to issue a permit to remove just the post. You will need to apply for a demolition permit for this address to remove the entire structure. So that's where we're at today. We have no permit as of yet, demo permit or any type of permit. So the property is in non-compliance.
Okay.
All CTS.
The city recommends, I don't have it, what was it? 2 weeks to be able to obtain a permit, or $75 per day for the violation until it comes into compliance.
That
My
2 week.
first,
Go ahead.
okay, I got a little confused. As far as the violations, what you're saying is the only violation now is the 51.13?
Correct.
The other two have been taken care of?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, all right. Go ahead.
You're requesting 2 weeks just for the demo permit or for the structure to be completely gone by that?
Well, because a permit has a certain amount of time that they give them so they can go ahead and demolition it, I'm just asking for them to obtain the permit. That is what the violation is. Obtain the permit or, for demo. If that's what they're going to do, I'm not sure what they're going to do.
Yeah, what's the owner plan to do? Do they plan on demoing?
Well,
Well,
wait,
Or do you want to apply for a permit for the existing structure and have it inspected?
basically,
just a moment. Before you answer, please state your name and address for the record, for the recording.
Let's see.
my name?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, my
And address
name
for
is-
the recording, yes.
Okay, my name is Mary Solgalo. And what else, ma'am?
Your address, please.
My address, okay, my address is 212 South Cumberland Avenue, Ocoee, Florida, 34761.
And if I could, and are you the owner of the corporation that owns the property?
Yes, sir.
You're the president?
Yeah,
Okay.
I am, yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay.
So the violation, the building is there without a permit, right? It was never issued a permit to put the building up. Right. So now the building is up. You want to tear it down and then rebuild it? Is that your plan?
Well, I came, I didn't do anything yet, because since you see, since we start with everything, what you found in 212 and all that, I finished first to do all that, and then I was a little scared to remove the wood post, because all the frame, it will be down. So that's why I was, I was confused what to do and all that, so I came to the city. Because I called her like twice, and then she's like, let me see, what can I do? Let's see, And we weren't sure what to do. So I came to the city and asked to the lady in the front. So she called to the zoning lady, and that's the one told me, well, I just got the property 2.5 years ago. I just bought it 2.5 years. So I didn't know, I'm not sure, I'm not really remember if they told me that that part of that storage didn't have a permit or not. So I didn't know. So when I came to talk to the city, the lady for the zoning told me that that is a space, it doesn't have permit, so they're not gonna be able to give me any permit to fix anything there. So that's the thing. They told me if I made a house in the front in 6 months, I may can keep that little that little storage in the back. So, it's not in my plans right now. By the future, I may do it, because I really want to do a new house in the front. But not right in 6 months, it's out of my hands, it's money to pay and all that, so I cannot do it right now.
Okay. Trying to, the first question that I have, do you have an HOA?
No, I
Okay,
don't.
so there's no HOA.
No.
The next question that I have, I'm trying to understand this letter. Due to the overall structure not being allowed at this location, does that mean because they did not get a permit, or does that mean it's just not allowed?
Right, they're not in compliance with zoning? Is
Yeah,
that the
because
issue?
these are
That's
some
what they
zoning
say.
issues too.
Okay.
So,
According to zoning, this little, it's a 350 square foot. It's
Right.
really small. It didn't used to be, it used to be like a storage unit where they pulled it around. So they put a roof on it. Throughout the years, people have, the owners, not her, but the owners have
Right,
put roofs and whatever on it. So, at some point, they divided the property and they gave it 2 separate addresses. The water that's leading to this little house is coming from her main house. So it's being fed water, and it's getting, you see the AC unit, so there's a water heater, so that gives indication that probably somebody lives there. So, and it doesn't, and you can't fix it, you can't get a permit for the things that she's doing. So that's why we're here before you, because,
But are they
you know,
saying,
but-
I'm sorry.
excuse me. I understand what you're saying, but every property has a zoning code on it. Some may be, a zone for 2 houses, one may be 1 residential. Are you trying to make this 2 houses?
Yes.
Again, because I'm thinking this is more of a zoning
That's my question.
issue.
Yeah,
Well,
that's,
I'm trying for now. I would like to keep it the way it is because it's small and I using it like a storage. All the time she talked to me, she thinks it's a rental property. I don't know what the last owner been doing there, but to me, like as you say in the back, by the restroom, it's not, I cannot be renting that with that, like that. No, I can't do that. And for now, I would like to keep it, even if they say, that's what I'm here for, to see what's gonna be the last word of you guys. Because if I keep it like that, I don't get any permit, because I already know I can get anything. I can just keep it like a storage, the way I'm doing it right now. All you see, the AC outside and all that, the last owner leave those things, and I just leave it like that because I'm using it like a storage.
Are you
So I
also,
don't,
What, Mr. Gaines?
Okay, again, Doug Gaines, Acting Director of Support Services. So the deal with what you see on the picture here, that's what we're here for.
Okay,
That-
this is 216.
Correct.
Yeah.
That according to the letter, cannot be permitted whatsoever.
Okay, that's,
It has to be demoed according to building and zoning. It cannot be there at all. It can't be fixed up. It can't be anything.
okay,
And just to clarify, Mr. Gaines, you're saying the whole entire building
Right.
needs to be demoed?
That is correct.
Okay.
What you see on the picture here has to be demoed
okay,
according to zoning.
okay.
And that's what you see here in the letter.
Okay, so, and now the only thing that we're dealing with, what's before the board, is the failure to get the demo permit? Is that the violation?
Alterations to the rental property?
That's correct. That's what we want.
Right.
We want them to get a demolition permit.
Okay, now I got it right in my
Right.
head.
Okay.
So what have you, you haven't applied for the demo permit?
Well, I have the application here because it wasn't that easy either because I didn't know that too. When I bought the house, they put it on my business name, 216. So I thought everything was on my name. So now that all these things are happening, you know, I found out here in the city that it's on my business name. And so now they asked me to get a general contractor to demo because it's not on my name. They said if I have
A commercial property?
yeah, no, if you don't have what the government give you and your
A
property.
zoning.
Oh, homestead.
Homestead. If I don't have a homestead,
Right.
even because I was thinking to change it on my name to do the demolition, you know, myself, to get the permit. But they say it can be possible because I don't have the
Homestead?
the homestead there, even if it's on my name.
Right,
So
okay.
the reason I wait all this time is because I was looking for a general contractor. It wasn't easy for me to get one. Now I have one, and I have the application here, the papers he filled already. So I just have to fill it up and notarize and bring it to the city.
Okay.
But, you know, that was the time it took me because no one wanted to get that job.
Okay. So you've talked with a contractor?
Yes.
Did they give you a timeline of how long it would take to do this after the paperwork and everything is signed?
Well, when I sent him the papers, he gonna submit it to the city right away. He told me it's not gonna take longer. And the only thing I don't know, I would like to have some time for the demolition. I think, I'm not sure for the business, how they work, but I would like to have at least like 6 months for the demolition or, because in the 212, all the instruction we were doing it falls last Friday. So I don't have place to put my stuff, you know, like a storage. It fall, she saw it.
Okay.
All the other structure, the 212, fall on Friday, like a week ago, Carmen, like a week ago.
What she's saying is that when she started to do the demolition on 212, they took the back portion of all this, what they put up, the structure they put up, so the roof fell, left the roof unsecured, and it pretty much fell down. So everything is down. Everything on 212 is in compliance because it's down.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Okay, you
it
keep
falls.
referencing 212, what you say?
Yeah, that's a
212
separate,
is
that was a
okay.
separate
That's
case.
totally
Right, that was a
Yeah,
separate case.
So
yeah, that's-
216,
Is the one
Is
she's doing,
5113.
correct.
oh, okay.
So, yeah.
This is quite interesting.
guess.
You're saying, you're asking 6 months?
Well, because in the city, I mean, here, the ladies, they, I don't know, like I say, in a business, I mean, in a, like this case, but in personally permit, they give you 180 days, which is 6 months. Like around 6 months, I had to be in complaint.
If,
You know
if,
what I mean?
I'm sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the demolition, if she's gonna get a contractor and she could get the contractor to get the permit and demolition, I can see maybe 2 months, but 6 months is pretty much
That's too long.
steep, yeah, it's too far.
Yeah. You know, the one thing that I think about, you're saying there's issues of how you demo it because it being in your business name. If I'm understanding you
Oh,
correctly.
yeah, it
Okay.
wasn't that easy to
Whereas
get
if
the
it
general
was in
contractor.
your name, you could have even done it yourself
Yes,
or
ma'am.
contracted out.
In any event,
You do realize that you cannot have that. Basically zoning has said that's a no-go. You can have a shed in
Yeah.
your name, but that's a no-go.
Yeah, yes,
So
ma'am.
it has to go away. For purposes of the board, we have to deal with what's in front of us, and 216 came under your business name. But 6 months, that is
Too long.
not
Madam
acceptable.
Chairperson, I'd like to make a
Yes.
You do realize that, ma'am, you're gonna be in violation until then, right?
Well,
If you don't comply in
yes,
60 days.
yes.
And so there's gonna
I-
be a fee, a fine attached to that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, sir.
Madam Chair, I have a question.
Yes.
I think, Officer Diaz, did you say that your concern or you're asking just for a 2-week period for them to get the demolition license, and then once they get the demolition permit, that has another time period? So the concern of code enforcement is just that within 2 weeks that they get the demolition permit. And if they don't get it within 2 weeks, then the fines go from there. But the length of time for the demolition is determined once they get the permit.
That is correct.
So I think then she's asking something different. We're just concerned about the 2-week period, is
Right.
what the city's asking
Exactly.
for. Okay?
And that's what we wanna make her aware of.
Okay.
Yeah,
But, excuse me, one question I had, based on that zoning letter, it said because they couldn't do the permit, she can't get the demo, so it's like a catch-22, isn't it?
The zoning is improper.
Not really.
She said it was improper.
I gave you the
Okay.
letter.
Yes, Mr. Gaines, please
Yeah,
help us.
so the structure that's there cannot be permitted to
Right.
stay.
Okay,
So they're gonna come in to get a demolition permit. So all we're asking for is for the permit.
Right.
So if you wanna give her a month, that's fine. But she's correct that any kind of permit for a construction or demolition lasts for 6 months. So
Okay.
once she gets the permit, it can be a matter of 6 months before that gets done.
okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you for
Thank you,
clarifying that.
Thank you
So,
for clarifying.
Whatever you
that.
wanna give, a month or however many just to get the permit.
Right.
Okay. Well, based on that, I'll entertain a motion if there's no more.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that in case number
Yes.
2022-00847, that the respondent be found in violation of only section 51-13 as of November 17th, 2022, and be given until February 27th, 2023, to come into compliance or be fined $75 a day until found in compliance.
Madam Chairperson, I second that.
Okay, we have a motion before the board in case number 2022-00847, made by Member Bander and seconded by Member Mann, that the respondent be found in violation of ordinance 51.13 only, as cited, and as of November 17th, 2022, and that they be given until February 27th to come into compliance or be fined $75 per day per violation until they're in compliance. With that, I would have a vote. All those in favor, press yes. Okay, opposed? Okay, motion passes. Okay,
The motion passed with Member Lewis abstaining, or not abstaining, but objecting.
okay, all righty, thank you. All righty, So, thank you very much for appearing before the board, and
Thank
if
you.
you would like
Thank you,
to.
guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
You're welcome. Okay, so now we will,
And maybe it would be helpful for the property owner, so on two different properties, you've been found in violation. So far, there are no fines that you owe. If you fail to pull the demolition permit for the shed, you will have to start paying fines of $75 a day.
okay,
But you are now although you won't have to pay any money, if you get the permit on time, the permit will give you a time frame to complete the demolition. And so you could be in violation again, but for now, you pull the permit, and there's no further business that this board has with you, but you have to follow the permit. The other thing you should know is that both of the two cases we just heard, while you don't have to pay any fine yet, it means that if you have another violation, you're what's called a repeat violator. And the city doesn't have to give you the same kind of notice or time to correct your problem. So next time, the city could fine you not $250, but up to $500, and they don't have to give you the same time frame to cure. So you should be very careful before you do any work on any of your properties, because a violation on one property by an owner can be considered for a different property if the same owner owns it as a repeat violation. So you should be very careful going forward, not to do any work that doesn't include a permit on any of your properties.
I will do it. Before, I didn't know, I just got it 2 years ago, and I didn't know I had to get permit for almost everything that I do. But now I know, so I'm gonna try to.
okay,
I think that's what the city wants. Make sure you're aware of these, but thank you.
okay. Thank you. Okay, you as well. Okay, now we will go back to our order. We'll hear case number 2022-00707, presented by Officer Loeffler.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The address is 509 Zinfandel Court in the Vineyards neighborhood. On September 8th, 2022, this officer did observe a large wooden structure erected in the backyard of a residence in the Vineyards neighborhood. And for exhibits, I'm going to scroll down. Please give me a second. A slow scroll. Right there. That's the wooden structure that I noticed while I was going on Ocoee Road. And that brick wall is along the sidewalk and the right-of-way of Ocoee Road. And it's a pretty large wooden structure. It's actually had more add-on to it since just recently. The structure's height extends above the brick fence, making it clearly visible from the street, sidewalk, and the retail parking lots across the street. After entering the community and locating the address, additional violations were observed, which was a lot of vehicles. Several vehicles with no tags, and a trailer parked out front in a prohibited location for trailer storage. And then several cars on the driveway and parked on the cul-de-sac, consuming half of the cul-de-sac. Even resulting in grass growth, leaving the easement area and growing onto the roadway under the cars. And I do have an exhibit. Stand by. Okay, I'm not seeing those pictures, but this is the jet ski trailer. Unfortunately, I don't have the pictures of the cul-de-sac with the grass and everything. However, we have untagged vehicles and vehicles that have not moved in over 48 hours parked out in the cul-de-sac with weeds under them. On the same day, a violation notice was posted at the location and sent out certified service by the clerk to the property owner, Andre A. Woods, as identified by official records, for violations of ordinances 165-3A and B regarding untagged cars left and vehicles parked for more than 48 hours in the same location. LDC 6-4H6B regarding the trailer parked in a prohibited location. And of course, ordinance 5113 regarding the large structure built without a permit. The notice provided until September 26, 2022, to remove the vehicles with no tags or expired tags, or relocate them within an enclosed garage, or make them operable, including the attached display of valid license tags. Remove the vehicles left parked in the same place for more than 48 hours on public property, and discontinue leaving vehicles parked in the same place for more than 48 hours. Remove the trailer or relocate within an enclosed garage, or relocate behind the front building line as described within the code, and to remove the structure that can be seen by the wall or obtain a permit from the Ocoee Building Department for the structure. The property was re-inspected on September 27th and found non-compliant. A statement and notice for a hearing date was sent out and posted, but it was a canceled hearing date. Following the holidays, a statement and notice to this hearing date was posted at the location in the City Hall lobby with 24-hour public access and sent certified service by the clerk. As of this date, the property remains non-compliant with the 3-4 codes as cited. The city is recommending a 30-day compliance timeframe and a fine of $25 per violation for every day not in compliance with any orders the board might issue. And I did combine 165-3A and B as one code. So really 3 codes in violation.
Would you repeat, I know you said 30-day compliance. What was if non-compliance? The
Oh,
amount?
$25 per day per violation.
Okay.
And the 30-day part was because of the application and process for reviewing plans and stuff on the shed.
So with this right here, we're not, I got demo on the brain. Where'd that come from, right? You're not proposing that this structure be taken down. It's just, you need a permit for it.
Well, yeah, one of the options for compliance is to remove it.
Okay.
To be honest with you, it looks too close for setbacks, but they at least have an opportunity to try and apply or maybe move it.
Okay. Okay. Have you,
No contact.
no contact. You knew what I was gonna ask, huh? Okay, but you are sure someone lives there?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay,
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
certainly.
I move that in case number 2022-00707, the respondent be found in violation of the code as cited as of September 26, 2022, and be given until February 23rd, 2023, to come into compliance, or be fined $25 a day per violation per day until found in compliance.
Second motion.
Okay,
Discussion.
okay, yes.
Why in one case is demolition $75 a day, in another case is $25 a day?
This isn't a demolition, this is a,
Permit issue.
Well, that's what you were asking the other people to do too.
that's one of their options to
You were
demo
asking them to
that.
get a permit for demolition, and you gave them 34 days to do it, or $75 a day. Now it's $25 a day?
This, okay.
Did I miss something?
It's the officer's discretion on this
It's
particular
also
case.
$25 per violation. You got 3 of them,
Right.
so that's 75. We're not asking for
One just
demo,
before us only had one violation, right?
right. He's not asking for demolition. He's asking me either to demo it or get a permit. The other one was just a demolition. But it's up to the board, whatever you want to do.
I thought the other one
Yeah,
was.
it's just
to
a
get permit
recommendation.
For demolition.
The previous one, which we're not speaking about, is a demolition permit for demolition. This one, we have no idea if it needs to be demoed. They need to come in and speak with the building department. It could be permitted, highly doubtful, but it could be permitted.
And it is just a recommendation.
Yes.
We started the recommendations in an attempt to get the fines to not increase to such high amounts.
Okay. Okay, I have a memo. I have a motion before the board. Wait, is this it? We're at 51.
Motion before the board. Second by
Yeah,
Member Lewis.
I have a motion before the board, in case number two.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
00707.
2022-0707. Motion made by member Bander and seconded by member Lewis.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, that the respondent be found in violation as of September 26, 2022, and he be given 30 days until February 23rd, 2023, to come in compliance or be fined $25 per day per violation as cited. Okay, all those in favor, press yes. Opposed, press no. Okay, the motion has passed. Thank you. Next case to come before the board is case number 2022-00751 and presented by Officer Loeffler.
I did it. 1107 Doreen Avenue. On September 19th, 2022, this officer did observe vehicles parked upon an unimproved, non-surfaced front yard area and vehicles with no license tags and expired license tags, all visible from the street. And I have some exhibits here, hopefully. Perfect. Right, in this Exhibit A, we have two vehicles without tags on the grass. One vehicle without a tag over here on the side driveway. On the same date, a violation notice was posted at the location and sent out certified service by the clerk to the property owners. Aguilar Martin and Letitia Martin, as identified by official records, for violation of ordinances 168-6B, which is for parking on the unimproved, unsurfaced front yard grass, and 165-3A regarding the vehicles being inoperable without the attached display of valid license tags. On September 22nd, the certified service was signed for received by an occupant of the house. On October 6th, the property was re-inspected and found non-compliant. A statement and hearing notice was sent out for a canceled hearing date, and following the holidays, a statement and notice to this hearing was posted at the location and in the City Hall lobby with 24-hour public access, and sent out certified service January 11th, 2023 by the clerk. As of this day, the property remains non-compliant and unchanged. The city is recommending a 15-day compliance time frame and a $25 per day violation fine amount for any day not in compliance with any orders this board might issue. And I have had no contact with the occupants, owners.
But they did sign that they received.
Yes.
Someone did receive that.
Okay. And even though you re-inspected the property, I mean, even the untagged.
It looks exactly like that
everything,
today, yes.
Okay.
All right,
Madam
Madam Chair,
Chair,
I'd like to
like-
make a motion.
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I move that in case number 2022-00751, the respondent be found in violation of the code as cited as of October 5th, 2022, and be given until February 8th, 2023 to come into compliance or be fined $25 per day per violation until found in compliance.
Madam Chair, I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion before the board in case number 2022-00751. Motion made by Member Bander and seconded by Member Mann, that the respondents be found in violation as of October 5th, and that they be given 15 days or until February 8th, 2023 to come into compliance or be fined $25 per day per violation until they're in compliance. We'll take a vote. All those in favor, press yes. Okay, no? Okay. Motion passed. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, the next case to come before the board is case number 2022-00765, and it'll be presented by Officer Diaz.
One moment, please.
Certainly. Oh, my
Okay, case number 2022-00765, address is 106 Lyle Street in Ocoee. On September 27, 2022, I received a citizen complaint for junk and debris on the outside of the home. Resident is a hoarder, rats infesting the property. Property is vacant, but a person visits about once every month. I observed the above-mentioned property with the accumulation of miscellaneous junk and debris throughout the front of the property. On October 18th, 2022, a notice of violation was sent to Ms. Jane P. Gonzalez at 106 Lyle Street, Ocoee, Florida, 34761, as identified by Orange County Property Appraisal for the violation of ordinance number 115-3, declaration of a nuisance and menace, and junk and debris. They were given until November 2nd, 2022. I re-inspected the property, and November 3rd, 2022, the property was in non-compliance. On December 1st, 2022, a certified letter and a notice of hearing to this board meeting was mailed. On January 4th, 2023, I posted the property in City Hall Bulletin Board with a notice of hearing to this board meeting, and as of today, the property is not in compliance with the city. Mrs. Gonzalez contacted me. She saw the posting and somebody told her about it. She contacted me. She said she wasn't able to come to this board meeting, but that she would like, she has a sick niece and she needs to take care of her. So she would like to request the board for a 2-month extension to find help, to help her clean this property. So she's asking for till March 25th, 2023. And the city is, if she doesn't do it by March 25th, 2023, then a fine be imposed of $75 a day, per day. And this is what the property looks like. That's the front of the property. That's everything in front of the door, and that's accumulated from one side of the front to the other. And you can even see through the window, it's full.
Madam Chair, I have a question. Is her niece living with her, Officer Diaz?
I'm sorry?
Does her niece live with her?
No, the niece lives in Hiawassee, and she's out there taking care of her, and she's been over there for a while. So that's why she's requesting 2 months.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Okay, before you make the motion, may I ask the question? Say, complaint received, resident is a hoarder. So this has been going on for some time. The rats infesting the problem. Health department doesn't get involved in things like this? Or abatement?
I would have wanted to go through abatement. That's honestly what I wanted to do. And I spoke to Ms. Gonzalez, and I said, let the city let us clean it up. We'll put the fine, and when you're able, just, take care of it, and she's like, no, I can't afford it. Give me 2 months. And I even,
Can
yeah,
I
I
ask?
would have went that way too.
Can I ask, how would the abatement work in this situation? Because the rats, that is a concern for neighbors and whatnot.
I wouldn't be comfortable having the city abate that property. That's all her possessions.
Okay.
I know the property is somewhat vacant, but I wouldn't want the city to be sued for taking all her stuff. It's one thing if we abate a property and it's a black pool or overgrown grass. This is quite another situation.
Okay, but don't the city, for purposes of code enforcement, don't we have some kind of responsibility to the neighbors when it becomes a health issue? If you got rats?
We do. She's promising she can get it cleaned up in a couple months. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I can ask council if, we can request to have an abatement, and we could try if we needed to, but I just don't feel comfortable taking her stuff off her property.
Excuse me, if she was notified or inspected on September 27th, that was like 3 months ago?
No, that was
Nothing
when
has
it was
changed in the last
observed.
3 months? I think 2 months is too long a time to give her.
I think she received a letter, she received a notice on December 7th.
She did.
We inspect,
Yeah.
code enforcement inspected in September. The letter was actually, the first letter was returned, the second one was delivered on December 7th.
Wait a minute, are you looking at the correct one?
Is your mic on?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you're good.
There we go.
Okay, guys.
So, so September 27th is when it was first observed. The first letter was returned in November. The second letter, which was sent out on December 1st, was delivered on December 7th. And then she called you on,
Because of the posting of the property, correct. And then she called me after she received the post. Somebody called her, said the property had been posted by code enforcement. And my phone number is on there, and she contacted me. I think she contacted me last week or the week before.
So we're
Oh,
still,
she just contacted you?
Just contacted.
Even though, no, I'm looking here, it says the notice of code violation was October 18th.
Since then,
That was
yeah.
the
So
first
It was, yeah.
And so she would have been made aware of it.
So she doesn't go by the property, the mail, she doesn't even pick up her mail. And that's what I was telling, that's what I was trying to explain to her. You have to be concerned about your property, And she's like, oh, but I want to clean it up, so. I would like to hear what council has to say.
Well, it seems if the board were interested in expediting this, rather than 2 months, could require removal, whether that occurs because she removes it pursuant to whatever permit she needs and then do the removal on her own, or whether she comes into the city and said, I can't handle this, can you abate it, and then exercise a lien. It seems to me we can let her work out the way to come into compliance. The board really isn't in the business of micromanaging day to day, so maybe a shortened time to remove the nuisance. And how she accomplishes that within the law and the rules seems like what I'm hearing, the consensus of the board would like to find a way forward to. Whether that's 15 days, 30 days. I didn't hear that there was an actual finding that there are rats or mice or snakes, just that this is an attraction for that type of habitat.
Did you see any yourself?
Well, it says right here, rats infesting.
No. A lot of times people will say that just to get us out there. They'll say there's snakes and rats. We go out there, I've never seen any. So that was just the complaint.
Okay. Well, of course, my thought would be 30 days, split it. And then let's see what she does within that time frame. But as I leave it to you guys to make the motion. No, that's my thought.
I go back to, Madam Chair, to the fact that, member brought up the fact that it had already been acknowledged back in November, right? November 18th?
No, October, actually.
October,
was
I
the
mean.
notice, yes.
So if she has a sick niece and she's somewhere else, I don't see how either 15 or 13, either 30 days anymore is going to give her any more time to come into compliance. Like council said, I think we should give her a minimum amount of days and somewhat, I don't want to say force her hand, but give her an opportunity to move it along. I don't know. That's just my take on it.
Any more discussion?
I think 30 days is good.
30 days?
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes.
I move that in case number 2022-00765, the respondent be found in violation of the code as cited as of November 2nd, 2022, and be given until February 23rd, 2023, that's 30 days, to come into compliance or be fined $75 per day for the violation until found in compliance.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. I have a motion before the board in case number 2022-00765, made by Member Bander and seconded by Member Lewis, that the respondent be found in violation of the code as cited, and that, cited as of November 2nd, 2022, and that they be given 30 days or until February 23rd to come in compliance or be fined $75 per day for the violation. All those in favor, press yes. Opposed, press no. Okay. The motion passed with Member Mann saying no. Okay. The next case to come before the board will be case number 2022-00865, and it'll be presented by Officer Rodriguez.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Let me look for my case here. I don't know how this works. It's been a long time. Justin, where's my case? Can you look for my case? I think somebody told you.
Yeah, it looks like it. That's okay. Yours is 865. There you go.
Thank you.
Let me just get that.
There you go. Thank you. Okay, for the case 2022-00865, Officer Rodriguez, for the address of 801 Sullivan Street, on November 16, 2022, we receive a web complaint for trailers parked in the front yard, trash and debris in the front. We also have on the back exposing a dirty swimming pool regarding about the fence, and it was in bad condition. So on November the 21st, I had an appointment with the complainant's property to observe the fence and the swimming pool in the backyard. When I got there, I saw that the trailer was at the front, as you can see in the pictures in the exhibit, and they had metal materials in the front and the overgrown grass. In the backyard, I observed the fence exposing an on-screen, unsanitized, dirty swimming pool. Exhibit 2, or B. On November the 21st, 2022, the notice of co-violation was mailed to Lori Lynn Mayer and Larry Mayer at 801 Sullivan Street in Ocoee, as identified by the Orange County Property Appraiser, for the violation of the ordinance 6-4 H6AB, Chapter 115, nuisance 115-3A, 1, 2, and 3 for the junk and debris. Also 115-3B, 1, 2, 3 for the grass. Chapter 115C, that's for the swimming pool. And Article 2 on the Housing Minimum Standard Codes 108-23Q for the fence. They were given up to December the 13th of 2022. On December 14, I re-inspected the property. The overgrown grass, trailer, and the trash and debris was in compliance, but the fence and the swimming pool were not in compliance. On December 12, the 30th, the notice of hearing for this meeting was mailed. On January the 4th, I went to re-inspect the property once again, and I found that the swimming pool and the fence is still not into compliance. Let me put these pictures here. They tried to do something. Let me see if I could put it bigger. There you go. They tried to do something with the fence, but still, it's not safe. Let me look for the other pictures. See, this is the neighbor that's complaining because the dogs is passing through the fence and the swimming pool is still very nasty. See how it's inclining onto their property? So that's the situation where we're having right now. So as of today, it's not in compliance with the city. For the official records, that the violation did happen, even though it's in compliance for the 6-4 H6AB, Chapter 115-3 for junk and debris, A123, Chapter 115-3B for the excessive of grown grass. In violation for the fence that we still have is for the Article 2, 108-23Q, swimming pool for the Chapter 115, the 115-3C, and it's the city recommendation to give them until February the 27, 2023 to come into compliance. Thereafter, be assessed $25 for each violation until they come into compliance.
You said 25?
Yes. And they have not contacted me.
So are they just in violation of two violations?
Yes.
Two codes?
Yes.
That's it, 108-23Q and 115-3C.
It looks like the same violation.
No, that's,
No, unprotected and dirty fence, that's Unsafe, okay. Unsafe to fence.
Yes.
Backyard, okay,
That's the cue, yeah.
yeah.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes.
I move that in case number 2022-00865, that the respondent be found in violation as of cited December 13th, 2022, and that the respondent be found in compliance with no fines being assessed for codes, sections 6-4H6B, 115-3A, and 115-3B. For the remaining code sections, 108-23Q and 115-3C, the respondent be given until February 27th, 2023, to come into compliance or be fined $25 per day per violation until found in compliance.
Madam Chair, I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion before the board in case number 2022-00865, that the respondent was found in compliance for 64H, section 115-3A-3, and section 115-3.B, and that no fines be assessed. That the respondent was found in violation of Code 6-4H and section 115-3-C. The respondents was found in violation as of December 13th, and that they be given until December 13th to 2022, and that they be given 34 days or until February 27th, 2023, to come into compliance or be fined $25 per day per violation until they are in compliance. All those in.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I think you
Madam
made a
Chair,
mistake.
I have a quick question. Could you repeat the two code sections that are in violation?
Okay.
I think I might have misheard that.
Okay, the respondents are in violation of section 108-23.Q and section 115-3.C.
Thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
Okay.
You made the motion?
We'll now take a vote on that. All those in favor of the motion, press yes. Opposed, press no. Okay, the motion passed unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next case to come before the board is case number 2022-00392, and it'll be presented by Officer Rodriguez.
Is to impose fine. They have not come into compliance as of today. They still have the vehicle on tag on the property.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Okay, yes.
I move that in case number 2022-00392, that the board impose fines as of June 18th, 2022?
Yes.
I believe you mean December 10th, or November 10th?
November
At the
10th, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I got quite a fine, right?
Because the board gave them till November 9th to come into
Yes.
compliance.
Correct, okay. So again, impose fines as of November 10th, 2022, as previously set by the board.
Madam Chair, I second that.
Okay, I have a motion before the board in case number 2022-00392, presented by Member Bander and seconded by Member Lewis, that the respondent be fined, oh goodness, where is this? I'm sorry, that the board impose fines as of November 10th,
Yes.
2022, as previously set by this board. All those in favor, yes? Opposed? No.
My apologies, I was not ready. Please do again.
Okay. Do it again. Okay. Okay, motion passes. Okay, the next case to come before the board is case number 2022-00555, presented by Officer Loeffler.
I'm happy to say that is in full compliance, no further action needed.
Fantastic. Okay. Okay, the next case to come before the board is case number 2022-00573, presented by Officer Loeffler.
Unfortunately, that is not in compliance, and the city's requesting order imposing fine.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion. I move that in case number 2022-00573, that the board impose fines as of November 10th, 2022, as previously set by the board.
Madam Chair, I second that motion.
Okay, and we have a motion before the board in case number 2022-00573, presented by Member Bander and seconded by Member Mann, that the board impose fines as of November 10th, 2022, as previously set by this board. All those in favor, press yes. Opposed? Press no. Okay, the motion passed unanimously. Okay, the next case to come before the board is case number 2022-00599, presented by Officer Loeffler.
Another full compliance, no further action needed.
Fantastic. Okay, our last case to come before the board is case number 2022-00653, presented by Officer Loeffler.
And the final, unfortunately, not in compliance. City's requesting order imposing fine.
Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes.
In case number 2022-00653, that the board impose fines as of November 10th, 2022, as previously set by this board.
Madam Chair, I'd like to second.
Okay, I have a motion before the board in case number 2022-00653, that the board impose fines as of November 10th, 2022, as previously set by this board. All those in favor, press yes. Opposed? Okay. Okay, the motion passed unanimously, and that concludes the cases that come before the board. Now, what we will do is we would entertain comments, starting with,
Actually, I'm glad to be back.
yes, go ahead, do that.
I'd like to wish everyone a Happy New Year and welcome Member Schwartz to the board.
Okay. Would you like to?
Well, my partner's with his family out somewhere in the mountains of Utah or wherever, so, but I'm delighted. Some of the staff remembers, but I was here pretty much every month for years until I ran off to Tallahassee for 10 or 12 years. But I am delighted to be back and see that Ocoee is growing and thriving, and thank you for your service.
Thank you. Okay, Member Bander.
Happy New Year's to everybody, and welcome to the board. Appreciate it. And I'm sorry, what was your last name?
Schultz,
Schultz. Ms. Schultz. Very nice to have you on there. Thank you.
thank you for the opportunity to serve.
Yes, I want to welcome, here we go again. I want to welcome everyone back. It's good to see you back, Madam Chairperson. It's good to see you back. Good to see the counselor here. Thank you for your instruction tonight. I helped. And thank you for our new member, Mrs. Schultz. Mrs. Schultz. And it's good to see everyone back. Ms. Diaz, right? Ms. Rodriguez. I'm sorry, Officer Richard. Yeah.
Okay. And Member Schultz.
Oh, thank you for the welcome, and I look forward to serving our fellow citizens of Ocoee.
Fantastic. Okay. Justin?
I don't believe I have any comments.
Okay. Officer Loeffler?
No comments.
Good to see everybody again. Happy New Year. I do want to thank all the citizens who did come into compliance. This could have been a lot worse. I know this was a long meeting, but with missing two, could have been a lot worse.
Yeah,
So thanks to all those.
thank you.
Okay. And Officer Rodriguez? No comments?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I do want to say Happy New Year's to everyone. I mean, it's really nice. We have a full board. And very warm welcome to our newest member, Member Schultz. You know, this was probably the longest meeting we have had, okay? So don't get discouraged. We just had a couple of months off, and that was a couple of interesting cases. But I look forward to working with everyone again this year. So with that, I can say we are adjourned. Right? Okay.